Welcome to this video where I want to talk with you about a Mars-Pluto opposition that is exact today, Sunday, 27th April of 2025. Today is the third day of the exactitude, and we are witnessing this potent configuration. Pluto on the Ascendant in conjunction with the fixed star Altair in direct opposition to Mars on the Descendant. What does that mean? In classical astrology, an opposition carries a strong current of tension, transformation, and initiation. This exact aspect between Mars and Pluto has emerged before, on 3rd November 2024, again on 3rd January 2025, and now today. It will leave enduring imprints on both our personal and collective paths. When Pluto, the guardian of invisible powers and deep soul contracts, stands at the Ascendant, and Mars, the radiant warrior, confronts him from the Descendant on the Aquarius-Leo axis, an initiatory field intensifies. Power and transformation test us intimately and collectively. Which ancient agreements, which deeply embedded patterns have surfaced? What becomes visible when the call for change meets the courage to stand in the light? This opposition is not the conclusion, but a turning point within a longer arc. In almost exactly 9 months, on 28th January 2026, Pluto and Mars will meet in conjunction, followed by another opposition on 3rd October 2026, again across the Aquarius-Leo axis. This field of tension has accompanied us and will continue to shape our path. In this reflection, I would like to pick up the threads. What have these encounters taught us about power, transformation, relationship, and our individual and collective soul contracts? And how can we consciously weave new pathways from the essence of this condensation? Let us enter the mythological essence of this configuration where the underworld meets the solar fire. When Pluto rises on the Ascendant, especially in Aquarius, and Mars opposes from the Descendant in Leo, a profound tension unfolds. The guardian of the underworld confronts the warrior of light. An opposition always demands confrontation between forces of different nature, often polarized, yet bound together. Let us deepen the view, astrologically and mythologically. In ancient Western mythology, Mars and Pluto represent distinct aspects of war and transformation. Mars is Aries, impulsive, passionate, quick to ignite, sometimes blinded by his own fire. Pluto is Hades, the silent runner and ruler of the deep, of unseen forces, inevitable and transformative. The Mars-Pluto opposition amplifies the conflict between outer active force, represented by Mars, and inner transformative power, reigned by Pluto. Mars seeks to act, to fight, to assert. Pluto compels us to confront the hidden, the buried, and to be changed by it. Mars demands action. Pluto demands evolution. The tension between them challenges us to act, but in service of deep transformation. Pluto at 3 degrees Aquarius stands close to the rising horizon, astrologically and symbolically. Pluto, or Hades, invites us to meet the dark, hidden forces within ourselves, not to destroy, but to regenerate. In Aquarius, he shatters the old constructs to open space for the future. Mars at 3 degrees Leo, descending, opposes this initiation. Mars, or Aries, strives to radiate, to act, to be seen, but in opposition to Pluto, his impulsive fire must be refined, purified of ego and impulse, redirected towards a higher purpose. Here, Mars is forced into the underworld by Pluto, and the mythological initiation begins. This opposition demands balance between the urge to act and the necessity for inner metamorphosis. Aggression and power may clash within us and around us. Yet, through this confrontation, the alchemical fire is lit. Mars is called not just to fight, but to transmute, to become a conscious warrior, a guardian of new life. Transformation requires a descent into the underworld of the self and a rebirth. Into this tense field steps another archetype, Zeus, supreme among gods. Zeus represents divine order, cosmic justice, and the thunderous voice of higher will. Zeus is intimately linked to Aquila, the eagle, whose heart star Altair stands close to Pluto today. Altair carries the fire of Zeus' lightning bolt, the call to a greater destiny, to the immortalizing of the warrior spirit. Zeus invites us to rise above the immediate battle and see the larger cosmic design. While Mars and Pluto wrestle with force and transformation, Zeus reminds us there is a higher law at play. Zeus' thunderbolt warns of consequences. His eagle eye sees the unseen patterns, and his lightning strikes awaken true sight, a vision that integrates action and transformation within the wider arc of cosmic unfolding. In this way, Zeus serves as the harmonizing force. He invites us to move beyond reaction, beyond domination, into conscious co-creation. Mythologically speaking, Mars, trapped by his own anger and aggression, must descend into the depths of Pluto's realm to reclaim true strength. Pluto, guardian of the deep, demands that Mars face what lies within, the shadow, the unseen, to become whole. Zeus intervenes, sending thunder and lightning as signs. The true battle lies not in the outer world alone, but within, in surpassing ourselves, transforming life itself. The Mars-Pluto opposition challenges us to navigate the intense field between action and transformation. It makes tangible the conflict between external striving and inner evolution. And in the mythological light, Zeus reminds us true maturity lies not in domination, but in conscious transformation, not in blind impulse, but in sovereign creativity. This Mars-Pluto tension marks a quality of time that calls us individually and collectively into a new frequency of being. It is an initiation into the deeper maturity of humanity. The time of pure reaction and impulsive power displays is over. Pluto will only allow Mars to re-emerge once his fire has been transformed from warrior to guardian, from reactor to creator. Zeus watches from above, holding the greater blueprint. Our experiences, our tensions, our transformations are woven into a larger process of planetary and cosmic evolution. Behind this dynamic, another silent, mighty force exerts its influence. The Shapley Attractor, now conjunct Lilith in Scorpio. While Pluto, Mars, and Zeus contend, they too are being drawn by this deeper current, almost unknowingly. The Shapley Attractor, the densest concentration of galaxies we know, enters a secret evolutionary pact with the black moon Lilith. It stirs the hidden layers of our inner truth and ignites an invisible dynamic of authenticity, profound transformation, and spiritual clarity. The square field to Mars, Pluto, and Aquila reveals not even the gods are untouched by the deeper currents of becoming. Mars, Pluto, and even Zeus, the father of the gods, serve as proxies for a greater cosmic process that points far beyond individual struggles. As collective and personal rebirth unfolds, this hidden guidance becomes a catalyst for profound empowerment, for the awakening of inner leadership, and for healing processes born from the raw, primal currents of transformation. In the midst of strife and negotiation, a higher choreography is revealed, calling our souls back to their evolutionary track. Carried by the quiet, massive gravity of a cosmic force that inevitably draws collective and individual evolution deeper and truer. This is a moment also when old agreements surface, contracts once made to allow for growth, transformation, and the experience of free will in embodiment. Zeus brings the impulse of vision, divine mission, and creative direction. Pluto demands profound purification, the uncompromising passage through deep processes of change that often take us to the very foundation of our being. Mars ignites the inner drive, the power to act, even in the face of resistance, even in the fire of confrontation. And amidst this potent masculine current rises the primal force of Lilith, the untamed, independent soul who refuses to bow to the dictates of the outside world. Lilith reminds us that we are capable of freeing ourselves from unconscious entanglements and living in our original authenticity. She calls us to break free from old soul contracts that have kept us tethered to the past and to take full responsibility for our creative potential. Soul contracts are agreements we made on a higher level before incarnation. They often concern profound themes such as karmic entanglements or certain lessons we intended to master in this life. Now, old patterns may re-emerge. Contracts once based on power, protection, struggle, or submission seek review. Relationships, inner and outer, reveal themselves as stages where these age-old agreements now long to be consciously renegotiated. Mars, Pluto, and Lilith each play a central role. Mars helps us activate and confront these contracts. Pluto leads us into the depths to uncover the true origins of our challenges. Lilith guides us to our authentic power and gifts us the energy to free ourselves from inherited patterns. I invite you to reflect on the energies of Mars, Pluto, Zeus, and Lilith, especially where decisions are reaching ahead, where inner fires are blazing, or where old powerlessness surfaces. You may ask yourself, what old patterns are showing up in my life right now? Where am I experiencing conflicts that challenge me to reclaim my true power and make profound transformation? What soul contracts do I sense are ready to be resolved? This is a powerful moment in which the decision-making force of Zeus, the transformative depth of Pluto, and the courageous fire of Mars can help alchemize a new signature within you. A signature based on inner freedom, responsibility, and conscious choice, no longer rooted in unconscious beliefs from ancient times. It is also this dynamic that invites us to recognize the pull of the Shapley Attractor, and at the same time to connect with the independence and clarity of Lilith, to break the patterns that once bound us. As we embody the transformational force of Pluto and the creative impulse of Zeus, we can also rise with the courage of Lilith, dissolving old contracts in love and freedom. Enormous creative power lies hidden in the recognition and, if necessary, dissolution of these old agreements. It is not about condemning the old, but about honoring the essence of the experience and taking new authorship over the unfolding fabric of our life's journey. Mars, Pluto, Zeus, and Lilith are not mythological figures only, but living forces accompanying us today, inviting profound transformation. In this constellation, they offer support to release old patterns, reclaim authentic power, and recognize the higher perspective woven through it all. In this time quality, we are invited to meet the challenges arising in our lives and consciously embrace the process of transformation. I warmly invite you to work with these energies and embrace your personal rebirth. If you feel you would like further support in this process, I am here to accompany you. Together, we can explore how to activate these archetypes in your life and fulfill your soul contracts for your highest divine unfolding.